What's normal in your country that's considered weird in others? NZ. Going to the shops without shoes. Leaving a baby bundled up outside to sleep. When my previous neighbors had a baby, sometimes I would pass it on the porch, just sleeping, including in winter as long as it's not too cold. Arranged marriages. In Japan, there are public toilets in a few places where after urinating, you can opt to view a general health assessment report. I live in Malaysia. Nearly everyone here uses at least 3 languages in a sentence. X. Hi. Can I dabao a nasi lemak? Dabao. Take away. Having dinner late, usually around 9 p.m. Going full speed whatever the vehicle gives you on the highway. We have robots at busy intersections and crossing points to assist and control traffic flow. Instead of toilet paper, we use a handheld jet spray type thing to clean after shitting. Also, our milk comes in bags. Calling your mate a cunt and calling some cunt mate. There's this sport in Finland called Jukonkanto, where men participate in running a specific distance, all while carrying their wife or girlfriend. Winner gets their woman's weight in beer. Surplus of ice. Went on a trip to Italy. Asking for ice is like asking the manager to dim the lights more. Go into a hot room naked, get out and jump into water. Repeat. Nonchalantly invading Ukraine. Alcoholism and eating spuds for at least 1 meal a day. Sacrificing our firstborn for the Queen's immortality. Saying sorry all the time, even when you didn't do anything wrong. B-days. Cheese in a spray can. Having someone fill up your gas tank for you. Pointing things using lips. Rushing home to cut the grass before it snows during a tornado watch. Putting mayonnaise on a combination of random ingredients and calling it salad. Rushing to buy KFC as soon as COVID-19 restrictions are announced. Living with parents in their house, or much older ancestral house, even after being an adult. Includes being married, having kinds everything. I wrote about how Turkish people really like to watch construction work in Another Question once. And a non-Turkish person told me it was depressing. Eating raw ground pork, with raw onions if you're cultured. Tipping your waiter because you feel obliged to, not because you think they did a good job. Walking everywhere barefoot, including supermarkets and cafes. Swimsuits being perfectly acceptable attire within a 2/4 of a kilometer radius of a water source. Leaving babies outside in strollers. Saying sorry when you haven't done something wrong and thank people for thanking you. Celebrating Christmas on the 24th, not talking to strangers or neighbors unless it's an emergency. Or you're drunk, taking off your shoes before entering a home. Milk in a bag. touching elders' feet, eating sheep head, no fences between houses. It's almost considered rude to put up a fence. Still using the imperial system instead of the metric system. Going for a coffee with a friend and sitting at the coffee shop for 3 hours minimum. 11 official languages. Eating horse meat. Told a few American friends about it and they were appalled because they considered horses more like pets. Living with parents is common in India. People aren't considered losers for living with their parents. I never understood why being 30 and living with your parents was considered as something bad. Driving for 6 hours without crossing a state line. Constantly apologizing, even though you haven't done something wrong. In Britain we thank the bus drivers. Apparently this doesn't happen in Europe, based on what I've been told by foreign friends. Svart Pete. Not doing cultural appropriation. Apparently, if you ask in Mexico if it is bad for ex-coworker to be wearing a sombrero or something, people would get mad at you because we think that CA is nonsense. Asking somebody if they're alright and their answer is you alright? Met Brotchen. Treating strangers in a way like you would treat your friends and family. We're not formal in any way and tourists often get offended because of this. Being in a warm room naked and sweaty with strangers. Having a kettle. Apparently it's weird to have a kettle in America. WTF. Beans on toast. Your reaction to seeing a giant spider in your house is to give it a nickname and go about your day. You alert other housemates to the spider, to make sure everyone uses the correct nickname. Talking to strangers on public transport. This depends on region, though. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe for more content.